Hey everybody, welcome back to Gloved Up Garage. I've got a Vevor paint rack that I bought off Amazon, so this is not a sponsored deal by them in any means. I paid out of pocket for this paint rack. And I found that over in the paint barn, trying to hang fenders and stuff on my Harbor Freight body panel stands was not the best idea. I was seeing a lot more dust and dirt and stuff in the paint, in the clear, because it's just laying flat in the barn. When you hang up parts like on one of these racks or from like the ceiling or something, you don't get as much dirt and debris on a vertical surface as you would if it was just laying flat and that stuff falling on it. So a paint rack is really the best way to go. Now in the body shop industry, they do have specialized bumper racks, door racks and stuff like that, and they're easily configurable. You can move the arms around to kind of fit whatever it is you're painting. You can, on some of them, like the hood and the door racks, they will actually stand vertical and then you can lay them down. You can put them at whatever angle you need. While they're very cool, they're also expensive. I'm starting this business on a budget, so for me, I was looking for a better alternative, a cheaper alternative, we'll say. This Vevor paint rack was $67 on Amazon. I paid for this out of pocket. It's not a sponsored review by any means. But I figured I would unbox this thing, put it together, and let you guys know what I think about it. And hopefully this review will help you and make a decision if this thing will work for you. From what I've seen, this is a good system for a do-it-yourselfer like myself or somebody that's doing a restoration. I don't know that it would work for a production shop as well as it would somebody that's not doing this day in and day out. So let's get it unboxed, check it out, see what we got. First impressions, now that it's unboxed, it looks very simple. It doesn't look like it's going to be too complicated at all. Everything looks like it bolts together. From what I can see so far, all the holes look good. I don't see anything that's like pushed out or anything. The end of these brackets is kind of bent, but maybe that's the way they're supposed to be. I don't know. All right, I'm going to put you guys back on the stand and start putting this together. minutes once I got these figured out. I thought these were supposed to go at the bottom, and then I had to actually stop and look at a picture to find out these adjusters for the sides are supposed to go over here. I've got it set to the widest and the tallest setting right now, so I'll let you guys know, you know, based upon the dimensions I've got here. So from the sides, you're looking at about 63 3/4 inches on the inside of this. Now, it doesn't take into account the bolts. If you do that, you're looking at about 62 5/8. So if you're worried about the bolts protruding, you can always flip them around, gain a little bit extra room on the inside of this thing. So your vertical space is going to be limited again because of these supports that they put in here. So we'll go just from the bottom bar all the way to the top bar. Looks about 66 3/4 inch. Again, we'll go from the top of the bolt head for the bottom adjuster to the bottom of the bolt up here, you're looking at about 66 1/4. And then, you know, these adjusters, if you're really, or not adjusters, but these supports, if you're really worried about them, they're about 57 inches from the tallest point, from the bottom of this to the edge of that support. So this is big enough to hold most of what I would work on. You know, you can put a hood in here, you can put a door. As far as these hooks go, there are 2 hooks in here that are larger to go over this wider section in the middle that allows you to adjust your width. The rest of these are all more narrow to go over these smaller outside pieces. I mean, for 60 bucks, $67, and you know, 10 to 15 minutes of my time putting this together, really, this isn't a bad deal. I mean, I would probably invest in a couple more of these. Being a DIY shop or even a restoration shop, this is a big deal. And you can't just think about, I'm going to hang stuff from here, because it could swing. And that's where these hooks kind of come into play, because if you use some aluminum wire, like fencing wire, baling wire, or something like that, you can always take one of these hooks, come from the bottom, run wire up to the bottom of your panel so that it doesn't sway while you're painting. You do the same thing for the sides. Now, you're kind of limited because, again, these pieces, these adjusters, are a smaller diameter, just like this. But when you get into the actual uprights for the arms, you're going to need these bigger hooks, which, again, they provide for you. They hook right in there. So overall, I'll know a lot more when I put this into use if it's a really good piece or not. But I mean, so far for what I'm seeing, I think it's a good deal. I think it's a good value. If you were really, really worried about how much weight this could support, you could go through and weld all these parts together. As far as like your uprights, your T pieces here, you could weld the majority of this together. It's really thin wall stuff. Like when I was using the ratchet to put it together, I had to be careful about how hard I was hammering on the ratchet because it did bend in a few spots. So it is thin wall metal. It's not designed to hold 1,000,000 pounds. Yeah, you could probably get some 1x1 square steel stock and build this out of that tubing versus buying this stuff from Vevor. I don't really have that option. The nearest place to get steel for something like that would be over an hour away. Then I would have to cut it all. I would have to weld it together, drill out all these holes, powder coat it, paint it, whatever I'm going to do. I couldn't, in theory, do that for $67 in my situation. Your results may vary. You may have access to that stuff. That's awesome if you do. I don't have that ability. So this is a good option for me. Guys, I mean, for this amount of money, again, you can't beat this. This was not a sponsored deal. I bought this off Amazon. I will buy another one of these at least, maybe a couple more. I'm also going to look into some of the other stuff that Vevor does for like paint shops. I know they've got some other stands and things that are out there. I'm impressed with the quality. So overall, I'm very happy with it. Like I said, the only thing I'm going to change on the next ones that I buy, instead of using the nuts that come with this, I'm going to use lock nuts on those bolts that hold it together. I think it's a better option. Maybe they did that to save money. Maybe they figured they didn't need it. But for me, I want the peace of mind to know that this thing's never going to come apart once I put it together. Being that it's adjustable and everything else, there's always a possibility while you're moving stuff around that you could work those nuts loose, or if you're constantly rolling it over a floor, any kind of vibration or anything could work that stuff loose. It's doubled up for the most part. I mean, pretty much everything has 2 points of contact where it bolts together, like 2 nuts or 2 bolts. So anything that's truly going to matter is pretty secure, but I just like the idea of using lock nuts instead. There's a lot of other things that you guys could use these things for too. If you think about it, you could throw like a white bed sheet over top of it, use it for movie night in the garage, or outside in the summertime when it's nice with a projector. You could use it for a clothes rack. Car guys, we could hang just random parts on it. For storage, you could hang interior. Your big interior quarter panel trims are kind of a pain to lay on a flat surface. Well, you can hang them up on these and have a nice line of them like I do. No, I've got a big stack of quarter trims for fox bodies that are always in the way and they always fall over and stuff, so that's another good use for it. Guys, let me know what you would use yours for in the comments. Let me know what you think about the review. Is this something that you would like to see more of, is these reviews on the random stuff that I buy for the spray barn? So thank you guys so much for your support, and remember, stay gloved up.